Since both the house and me are clean, I thought it'd be a good time to do a house tour. Come on in. So first, obviously, you come into a house through the entrance, unless you're an American and go through the garage because they have cars. This entrance is small but cute. It was empty like everything in the house when we got it. We moved here in November 2022. And this was millennial gray, which I hate with a fiery passion. And I've done a little bit in here, but it's still a work in progress. I've added this little entrance table and this, what's it called? Coat rack, which is falling apart. You can see the screw coming out on the top right, but we won't look at that. And then this little corner is where I plan on putting all of our shoes, because as you can tell, we do not have enough shoe storage. And I also want to put a little Japanese curtain to close up this mess and perhaps paint this, but it's IKEA, so it's difficult. And in the entrance, we have a little staircase that leads to a secret storage space. That's actually just a technical room. So this is the secret room where we put our corpses. Also, if you're not super short, you don't need the little white stick, but I'm short as fuck. This is not usually how I do this. So right in front of the entrance, we have the bathroom that's kind of like tucked away from the rest of the house, which is a little nice when we have guests. It's very basic and boring because we bought this apartment from a developer that we're not going to talk about right now. We haven't done much to the bathroom. This used to be dark gray, which again, I hate. So I put contact paper on it and I kept the chrome handles. And I bought new chrome handles for these IKEA things. I painted these brown to mimic wood, but it was a catastrophe, so we had to strip it off, and I'm gonna put the same like red mahogany contact paper on it at some point. And if you look up, please don't. I've had this project for about 6 months of putting wallpaper, peel and stick wallpaper on the ceiling. I don't recommend it, and I will never do it again. But I need to finish it. So yeah, basic bathroom, kind of spacious for a Norwegian bathroom. Oh, and the most fun thing about a Norwegian bathroom is that the doors close on the inside completely to make space. And heated floors. Every Norwegian bathroom has heated floors and usually has doors that like close on the inside to make more space. We also have this like laundry hamper because the space is quite narrow. It's IKEA shoe storage. And I thought of this before IKEA came out with a shoe storage style laundry hamper, so I'm a genius. Next to the bathroom, we have the biggest room in the house, which most people would probably use as a master bedroom, but I wanted it to be an everything room, which made this room the most challenging to furnish. But it is essentially a gaming room, an office, storage, and a guest bedroom. And all of our walls in the house, most of them are slanted at a really like tight angle. So most of the furniture has to be pretty custom. In the last couple of years, I've lost a handful of family members, which means we sold a bunch of houses, and I decided to ship some of the things that belong to my family because it's pretty and it's full of memories. So the only new thing in this room is these couches that we bought on AliExpress because they were the only couches that could work with this space to become a guest bed. And we slept on it not so long ago and it was pretty comfortable. This room is like 90% done 3 years in, which is so nice because it used to be a dumping ground. So yeah, we just installed some lights that I still need to cable manage and get light bulbs for. We've got some really nice backpack storage behind the door because it's lost space. What else? Yeah, we have this media unit that is so beautiful and works really well to hide all the cables behind here. The bedroom is the first room we designed, or I designed. My boyfriend gets to have a say, but he doesn't really have much an opinion on our house. We initially had like a big, normal IKEA bed, but it doesn't work because, as I said, everything needs to be kind of custom made with the slanted walls. And you only sleep mostly in your bedroom, so you don't need that much space. So it took me like 2 or 3 months to find the storage for the clothes, and the only thing that fit was like a children's storage from IKEA, which the drawers don't come out completely, which is super annoying, but it's still the only drawer that would fit in the house. And then we built a bed frame to put under the slanted ceiling, which almost broke our relationship, but the bed is still there 3 years later and it works so well. And what really set the tone for the rest of the apartment design was the designer lights I thrifted online. So this room isn't super cohesive with the rest of the house because it's the first that I designed before deciding what direction we were going with the overall vibe. This super practical, super well thought out clothes hanger is from Simone Yertz on YouTube. If you don't recognize it, I highly recommend it. It's really nice. It saves space because these are like 60 deep in a normal hanger and it like folds in half, which I think this should be sponsored by every European household that is way too small. I think it wasn't advertised strongly enough for Europeans. It's amazing. And it's cute. And it's strong materials. It's very little plastic. And this is fabric that came from one of our houses that I absolutely love and is from the 70s. It's so pretty and I wish the dresser matched this fabric a little better. The bed doesn't usually look like this. It usually looks like a hot mess of like 2 duvets because we're in a Scandinavian country where we each do our own duvet. There are blackout blinds on all of our Velux windows. So we've got 12 Velux windows and they're like Google operated, and around 10:30 they close. Yeah, and they're blackout, which is super important because Norway, the sun doesn't really set in the summer. Okay, Google, close bedroom blinds. That was helpful. Okay, Google, close bedroom blinds. Okay, Google, close bedroom blinds. Okay, Google, can you be a little bitch? That worked. Hey, wanna see why we bought this place? Come. So when we visited this apartment, you go in through that little entrance that's kind of small, and then you walk into this huge room that feels massive and has such a wow factor. When our friends first visited, they all had the same reaction as we did to this room, which is what made it so cozy. And the design I was going for, I say that as if I know what I'm doing. I don't. I wanted it to feel like Star Trek, the Enterprise, because all of the walls are slanted. If you don't know what I'm saying, you need to watch Star Trek Enterprise. No, Star Trek Next Generation. My bad. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Star Trek Next Generation. It might be the best show that exists of all time. Anyway, I digress. It's got that Star Trek vibe, the ceilings. So I wanted to get futuristic looking furniture in the apartment. So everything is kind of like from the 50s to 70s inspired, or that's what I'm going for anyway. I don't know if you can tell. And yeah, this room alone has 6 Velux windows, so there's so much light coming in. And since I'm whimsical, I put little rainbow film on the windows, and when the light shines through 6 weeks in the year, you can see the rainbows all over the house. It's very cute. The furniture for this room had to be kind of low because of the slanted ceilings, but it kind of works. The couch is so cozy. I finally put lighting in here because it's really dark in the winter, because Norway. I found this chair for free online and it's beautiful. It's one of my most prized possessions. I also found this table for free. A lot of the things in this house were found on the street and some were shipped from various countries. It's a whole thing. And we recently, as you know, if you've seen the other videos, added this really nice media unit that fits the vibe a little better. And we put up the TV on the wall just last weekend, which I don't know how I feel about it, but it was so bulky on the media unit. The kitchen is probably the space that's seen the biggest change, because essentially the gray kitchen behind me, you know how I feel about gray, that's all we had in terms of a kitchen. Our apartment is 59 square meters, and we only had this, which you would barely find in a studio apartment. So we bought this kitchen island from IKEA, and my boyfriend built this while I was away taking care of some people. And we also changed all of the handles because those were ugly as well. I bought them off of AliExpress and they kept on falling off, so every like 6 months I need to put like epoxy to glue it back in, but it's fine because it's still pretty and it was worth it. This light, again, I found for free in the trash and she's so cute. I love her. Some people say she's too low, but we don't listen to them because I love the vibe. It feels like a diner in here. We never have flowers or fruit in our house. We don't eat fruit or flowers. We didn't buy it for this, it just worked out. And the fruit are quite nice. Also, we have these funny kiwi berries, which I've never seen before. They're weird. I digress. This beautiful wooden unit comes from a house we sold in Brittany, and it was like laying in the basement, all disgusting and kind of humid and nasty, and it's the most beautiful piece in the house. We also recently installed a, what's it called? A heat pump, which we haven't tested yet because it's been a surprisingly warm fall. It's not the most aesthetic thing in the world, but it might change our life because apparently the developers did not put insulation in the walls, part of the walls, which in Norway, excuse me, it gets to minus 25 degrees and they didn't put insulation. In terms of designing the kitchen island, I was gonna buy like 6 chairs that were the same, but that's impossible to find thrifted, and I hate buying new stuff because it's expensive for no reason. So I thrifted these chairs one by one, and I love the way it looks, and I love how they're all different but kind of match the vibes. And the red chairs are not my favorite anymore, but my boyfriend really likes them, and that makes me happy, so they get to stay. What else? Oh, we also installed the green backsplash in the kitchen because there was no backsplash, obviously. And we've got our robot vacuum Stanley tucked away in the island, and we still need to fix the recycling storage at some point. Also, we put the air fryer in its own little box in the kitchen island, so it's hidden away because I don't like things that aren't aesthetically pleasing, as well as the rice cooker. So it's all like tucked away so nicely because we built the island ourselves. It's great and so much storage, and I do most of the cooking in this house, and cooking here makes me so happy now. And these green jars, I know this is boring and uninteresting, but I find them so beautiful. They come from California, and I think of my aunt and uncle every time I use them. I think they'd be so happy they're being used. Oh, and I have crystals, more crystals to make rainbows in the house. I stole this from a chandelier in one of our houses. And that chandelier will forever be incomplete. But I get to think about the house every now and then. Let me show you our second to last space, which is the pantry, which was also a bit of a problem child in our design, but it turned out chef's kiss. What's so cool about what we've done, and by we, I mean me, not to toot my own horn, is we have 2 offices in this small space, and we've gotten so much more storage in a house that had 0. So we built this like we had this huge unit built to match the height of the kitchen. And we put our little coffee station, and we had some leftover tile that we put behind the coffee station. And I put 2 little mugs that we collected right under here, but turns out if you're tall, you can't see them. So only I get to enjoy that. This is still a work in progress. But yeah, I have my little office here. I got this little chair for free, which some people find disgusting. And we have our little repainting project. I need to fix the gallery wall. Let me know in the comments if you can recognize what I painted over this landscape of Norwegian fjords. I got this pilot fish poster for free, obviously on the internet, and I don't know why I love it so much, but it makes me giggle. That's exactly my type of humor. Look at how serious this little pilot fish is. I've been adding a bunch of lights in our house, and these are the lights here that I found online. They're initially bathroom lights, but yeah. Need to still fix the cable work and get some light bulbs in here. But it's a very cute little space, and it's the only space with a vertical window that looks out onto the terrace, and we actually have a really nice view if you're standing. The only way to see outside in our house is if you're standing, but it's fine. We love it. The backyard, and by backyard I mean the terrace, is objectively the least aesthetic right now, and it's gonna break the illusion that we have our shit together and have a clean house most of the time, but it's worth it. She's cute. Yeah, we're in October and I can stand outside with a t-shirt, which is amazing because 3 years ago in October it was snowing. But yeah, we need to cover everything because humidity. And I did a little makeover of this space. It's not that amazing, but it's good enough. I put this little terracotta plant that looks really nice, and we need to harvest the chilies and I need to make hot sauce. And these tomato plants are very sad looking. We still need to do a lot of work here to finish up this area because, again, like everything in the house, it needs to be custom made because it's such a narrow space. Also, it's an emergency exit, so we have an open door with the neighbor's balcony essentially, and we need to keep this pathway clear in case of emergency. We are doing that and keeping it safe, but it means that everything is kind of tight and around the corners. And we also have the heat pump that is just above the exit. It's huge. We also have a couple of utilitarian things like a ladder and plant pots and a broom and a shovel for snow. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. And I hope you enjoy seeing our house as much as I enjoy seeing other people's house on tours on YouTube. And I love seeing the innovative ways they deal with their challenges. And one thing that we don't see enough of is people's storage spaces. Because Americans have a lot of storage. And Europeans have calves, bottom storage. So maybe I'll show you our storage at one point. It's disgusting, it's nasty. But the one we have above is super cool. We've done great things with it. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. It actually means a lot. I really enjoy making these videos, so the 30 people that watch make me very happy. It's mostly my friends and family. Always Dennis sending me a little message to let me know that he watches them, and it's very meaningful to me, so thanks.